After learning so many body parts and muscles, bones, I think the worst part is forearm. Compared to other sections of the bodies, for example, like hands is quite distinctive. You know where thumb is, where the pinky side is. The upper arm is quite simple. It's just bicep, brachialis, tricep, deltoid kind of stuff. The forearm is it's not that distinctive unless you really work on it, try to build those muscles. But at the same time, you have supinations. So arm looking like this. You can rotate it, like pronate your forearm, making this blurry muscle sections even more complex. So we're gonna go through the muscles and also the bones again, but then we will have to learn or pay a bit more attention on the planes in terms of forearms. So we'll go through them one by one, starting from the bones, okay? The bone wise, we have the humerus, which is the upper arm bone. We have our ulnar bone, which looks like a claw that clamps to the humerus. We have our radial bone, which over here on the upper side, it looks like a baseball bat, making it able to rotate. By means of rotate, it means that you go from here to here. That's our radial bone, right? The ulnar bone can rotate to the other side. So it can go the other side and then making our hand from palm side to the dorsal side like that and that. So you can rotate it, all right? And then when it comes to the terminology, I will call this side, this plane, as the palm side. Palm. This side, we'll call this as pinky side, pinky side. This side, we'll call this as thumb side, thumb. And the back of it, we'll call it as dorsal side. All right. Okay, so starting from the muscles, the forearm muscles is quite complex because we have, generally speaking, 3 layers of it. So that's layer 1, that's roughly layer 2, and then we have those teeny tiny muscles over here, like layer 3. But what we'll do is we'll just mainly focusing on the layer 3, the outer layer of the forearm. Okay? So starting from these two muscles, flexor carpi radialis and palmaris longus, they are muscles that attaches to the pinky side of the humerus. It goes from here, here, and then all the way down. There are 2 muscles, let's say like this, and then it will go here, go here, go here, go here. This is the muscle that gives this tendon over here, this thing over here. And over here, it looks like this. That's the flexor carpi radialis, which is this one. The palmaris longus is the one next to it, which is this one. Okay. All right. Next one. Next muscle is the ulnar or the pinky side. There's a muscle, again, roughly attached to the same place behind the flexor carpi radialis and palmaris longus muscles. Goes here, here, and attached to the pinky side. So that's the muscle over, this over here. Okay. And then the next muscle is will be brachialis and extensor carpi radialis. These 2 muscles. They are muscles that attaches above to the humerus bone. It goes from here, here, way down to here. There are 2 muscles, so another muscle is behind it. That's the muscle that you could see if you rotate your arm. you will see this bulky thing over here. And over here, it looks like this. These are the two muscles I was talking about. So extensor carpi radialis and brachialis muscles. Then obviously we have our bicep muscles over here. So if we look closer, we will see that the palm side, oh not palm side, thumb side, sorry, the radial side, the curve is higher because the attachment is higher up in the humerus compared to the pinky side, which attached lower. So you will see this kind of shape like that. So this side is higher, this side is lower. When it comes to drawing the palm side of the hand, something like that. Is that okay? All right. Then we're gonna go on to the back side, so the dorsal side of the arms, starting from the ones that we talked about. So that'll be the radial side, which is the thumb side. Sorry, this is the thumb. The brachialis muscles and the extensor carpi radialis muscles goes from here to the side, all the way down, roughly here. Okay. Then we have our flexor carpi ulnaris muscles, which is standing from here, roughly here, like that, giving this shape, like that. So if we look at it from the back, we're looking from this view. That's the flexor carpi ulnaris muscles. These two muscles are the brachialis and the extensor carpi radialis muscles. Now, there are tons of muscles over here. You can see tons of them. But then the ones that I remember are the three over here. So starting from the extensor digitorum, it's a muscle that goes from here, roughly here. And then let's just pretend all these muscles are the same. Goes here, and then it gives out the tendons over here. The main tendons is from extensor digitorum muscle. The two other muscles are tinier. They are the extensor pollis longus muscle, which starts roughly here behind the extensor digitorum muscles, goes here to here. It gives the what's it called? The tendon over here, the tendon on the top. There's another tendon on the side. If you feel your big thumb, if you feel your thumb, you'll feel another tendon over here, right here. That's the tendon from extensor pollis brevis, which is like from here to here, going here. So it goes from here. Another one is coming from here. So if you look at the actual muscles, you will see this one. That's the extensor pollis longus muscle, which gives the tendon on the top. Tendon on the top. The tendon on the side is mainly given by this muscle over here, which is the extensor pollicis brevis. Of course, there's another muscle behind it. It's called abductor pollicis longus, but let's just pretend these two muscles are connected together. These two muscles are the same, okay? Because we have our big muscle over here, the extensor digitorum, giving all those tendons to the fingers. So those are the muscles we have. I think the best way to understand it is to try to draw out the plane of it. Starting from this, you'll see this, that's the palm side. We will have our pinky side a bit from the back. And then we will have our thumb side, which is our brachialis muscles coming from here. Okay, so roughly like this. Now we'll have our that. Okay, then slowly when turning around, remember that the the thumb side is always attaching to the thumb. So coming here and that, and then we will have our palm side, palm side coming in. So a bit of rotation. You won't really see much of the pinky side now. You'll just probably see this, something like this. Does that make sense? Like that. But this will slowly turn over. Again, this one, you will see this. This will be quite predominant. So starting from here, like that. Then palm side is not visible anymore because it's going towards this side of the hand. It's not visible, but we could slowly see a bit of the dorsal side of the muscles. Here we go. And then a bit of, the tendons coming in. Then, again, for this, we will have our forearm being fully rotated this way, this way. We have our dorsal side in, like that. And then finally, we have our complete rotation. So like that, out, roughly here. So that'll be 4 rotation all the way. And then you have this side coming in. And you will see the pinky side, which is the ulnaris radialis muscles over there, roughly like that. So it's more of the rotations that you need to understand, okay? So when it comes to the outline of it, you might see the following. I'm not really good at this. I'm being very honest with you because understanding these muscles has taken out 90% of my brain. I'm not really good at the shadings of the muscles yet, but generally it looks like this, and then you might see a bit of shadings from this if your forearm is pretty big. You have our tendons over here, like that, and then our hands, like that. Like that. From this, again, roughly here, here, here. We'll have our this side should be low, a bit lower. Sorry, this should be higher. We have our bicep, little bit of tricep maybe, or brachialis muscles behind it. Brachial muscles, and then that side. Let's see a bit of this. And it's the tendon over here. Like that, like that. Then next one. So we'll have our muscles slowly being visible. You'll see a bit of plain kind of stuff over here. Then that muscle coming in, but you won't notice that it won't be really visible to you. The bicep, tricep, and might see a little bit of the tendons from the brevis muscles. Okay. Then furthermore, going in and that, Uh, so the tricep, radialis muscles, bicep coming in, very tiny bit of the pink palm side of the muscles. So I can't remember. The names are so similar that I cannot remember their full name. So that's why I was saying that it's just palm side, pinky side, thumb side muscles, or the dorsal side muscles. It's easier for me to remember. And then finally, we have our pronation, full pronations. We could often see the dip. So you can see the dip of the brachioradialis muscles over here. That's the dip. And then we will have our dorsal muscles, a little bit of the pinky muscles over there, and then our bicep, tricep, that muscle there, and that, and that. So you might see people when some manga drawings, you'll see this kind of random overlay of the muscles. You'll probably know that, oh, this is the dorsal side, this is the palm side of the muscles. Okay? Like that, like that, like that, like that. I feel like a genius because it took me a long time to figure this out by myself. Well, not by myself, but like after reading a lot of reference and going through a lot of anatomy videos, I think this is probably the best way to summarize these muscles again with just thinking about it as palm side, pinky side, thumb side, and dorsal side, and also understanding their rotations. Instead of, remembering the attachment of the muscles, like what we did from the other videos, like, upper arm, thighs, remember the attachments. Forearms is better if I remember using the planes. So thinking it as like a cuboid. I think this is easier for me to try to understand this complex random stuff over here. So let's do some uh, actual application of this. I hope until now it still makes sense. I'll say it's really complex. When editing the video, I'll double check on what I was talking about to make sure that I'm actually making sense. So starting from this, we have our arms coming out, you know, one, like that, like that, and then like that, like that, right? And then we have our arm coming in, holding the axe. Yeah. So we will have mainly the dorsal side of the muscles. We'll have, if I use the color that we had just now, then we will have our dorsal sides coming in roughly here. We will have our pinky side going here. A teeny tiny bit of the thumb side coming out from here. Okay, so with that in mind, we could draw out the actual outline of it. So starting from here, the tricep, what's it called? The the elbow. That's the div that I was talking about. And then and then maybe and that. So you will see this kind of shape, this this shape over here. That's the palm side brachioradialis muscles. That should be our ulnar side, the muscles. So you might see a bit of this line over here, this line, this line. because it's different plane. And then you will see your hand coming out and like that. It's something like that. And the bicep is coming out from that side a little bit. Like that. Yeah, roughly like this. And lat muscles. Okay, roughly like that. All right, next one. Can't see the forearm. Good. So for this will be quite easy. You will see the uh, like that, and then uh, something like this. So when it comes to the plane, we will have our that should be our thumb side. Thumb side is coming out from here. We will have our dorsal side coming out to here. You might see a little bit of pinky side, a little bit, very tiny. And then the the palm side is hidden behind the thumb side. And so if I make this clear and then draw the outline, you will roughly see that's the bicep, that's the brachioradialis muscles, tricep, and then like that. And then like that, maybe a bit more. And you might see this kind of line, which indicates the the dorsal side taking lead of this plane. So this line over here, and then our thumb, our hand, something like that. Our deltoid muscles, our chest muscles, lat muscles, yeah, something like that. Okay. Oh, next one. So for this, which one should we do? We could do this one. So this arm, for this arm, we will have this kind of shape. One, two, and then we will have our fingers. Roughly like this, like this, like that. So when it comes to that's our body. So that's our thumb side of the muscles coming out here. We will have our palm side of the muscles being here. And then, well, mainly like this, mainly a bit of dorsal side of the muscles over there. So when it comes to drawing the arm, you will see this kind of shape like that, right? You will see this line because the planes are overlapping. This line will be, this curve will be higher. This curve will be lower. This curve is higher. And then maybe a bit of, you know, mainly like this, and then we'll draw our hands like that, like that, like that, like that. So that's why we will have this line over here. this overlapping line right here, because this is the palm side of the muscle. This is the brachioradialis muscles coming out from here to here, all the way down to here. That's right. For next one, not very, not very visible. We could do this one. So this one, we will have our character looking like this. And one, two, and something like this. Okay. And then we'll have our character's head over here. Like that. So when it comes to the plane, we will have our palm. That's the one. Like that. Wrong one. Thumb side, we're coming out from here to here. We will have our palm side muscle going from here to here. We'll have our dorsal muscles on this dominating this side. So if we draw out the general outline of it, we will see this kind of muscle attachments. So that's our deltoid muscles, bit of chest muscles, bicep, like that, and then this side slowly being covered, and then like that, and then like that, something like that. So that's the brachioradialis muscles, the palm side muscle, the dorsal side muscles coming out over here. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. We'll do one last one, make it complete. Before this is one of the thing that I've struggled a lot with, where the hand is going like this way. It's a bit difficult to imagine when I was thinking through just the muscle attachments. But hopefully with the what's it called? With understanding of the planes, it'll be easier for you. Na, 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 na. Na, 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 na. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So starting from the thumb, so the thumb muscles will be coming rotated over here. We will have our palm muscles dominating the whole thing over here, and teeny tiny bit of pinky side over here. So when it comes to drawing the general outline of it, you will see something like this, where you will have that muscles here, and then and then that's the bicep, right? And then so and then like that, our tendons over here, and then the fingers. With this, I think this is easier compared to thinking about oh my God, the humerus bone is over here, your ulnar bone is over here, your radial bone is slightly tilted. It's far easier to just think about the planes and then draw out the shape. That's my take on the forearm muscles. So generally, that's how I understand the forearm muscles. Hopefully, I explained it well enough. And if you have any questions or anything that I missed, made a mistake on, please let me know and comment below. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.